Hello everybody, welcome back to the Final Fantasy X walkthrough. We are just about to face down Sin. Face down, get it? Because we're gonna punch him in the face. I got nothing. Alright, anyways. Let's head back up to the deck and get this show on the road.
Here we go!
Yeah! I'm coming for you, Dad.
All right. I think the object here that we want to do is get buffed up before we actually get in range of Sin here. And I guess if you've got any armor that's got like protection from petrification and confusion, those are pretty nice to have at this point. I don't know if that that ended up being an issue or not here. I guess we'll see. But yeah, it looks like I'm just bringing in everybody to make sure that they all get a turn. It looks ridiculous when Waka throws his ball from that far away. Like that dude's got an arm on him. Alright, looks like we're still out of range though for physical attacks. You know, I suppose if you want to, you can try casting some spells here, but I didn't even bother. And again, that's really because Waka and Titus and Orin are my heavy damage dealers. So essentially, I just brought in the other characters to pick up some AP while I could. It sure looks like we're in range here. All right. Okay, I don't know what that did. It didn't seem like that did anything. Okay, it looks like he's got an ether for her to steal. I don't really know why I brought Kimari and Riku back in here. Excuse me. Yeah, what am I doing? I really don't know why I took so many turns with those two. There we go. Okay, so now we've got confusion on Riku, who is just destroying Kimari. All right. So it looks like whatever skill he's got there, if that's just his regular attack, that must do petrification and whatnot. I don't know how well the Aeons do here. And let's see, did that do anything? Yeah, sure looks like it. So it looks like armor break was pretty. Sorry, increased my damage there quite a bit. So not a bad idea to get that on then. Ooh, okay, 50k with Spiral Cut, not bad. Man, Titus is just a beast right now. He's doing so much damage. Oh my gosh, look at that. So, if Titus would have got turned to stone here, that would have been a game over, obviously. So the other thing, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but obviously we want to get buffs up. And to be honest, that's what I should have been doing right at the very beginning. You know, again, like it gets to these final encounters here with these bosses, and I just don't know how much it really helps to bring all the different characters in. It probably makes more sense to bring in like your heaviest damage dealers, and then get them buffed up. You know, cheer and haste, protect if you want. But you know, get those buffs up and get the damage going. Wow. Okay, so that was fast. All right, so he didn't even get to do his overdrive, but it basically, if his if his meter charges up all the way, you'll want to bring in an Aeon and just use the shield command to avoid Sin's overdrive because it's pretty brutal. I don't know that I've ever actually seen it, come to think of it. But anyways, alright, so we got a little cutscene here, and then I'll pick up the commentary again once we get to the next area.
Dad, where are you?
We must go to him.
Then we will. Let me take front.
Good luck.
Follow me.
Okay, so now we are actually, I think this is technically inside Sin. Yeah, it looks like that's where we're at. I don't know if there's any more cutscenes here. Hopefully not, or dialogue. About to find out. Nope. Okay. All right. So we're good for a little while. All right. So this area here is, I don't know, a little bit of a maze, I suppose. And the path is, I don't know, grayed out for the time being. So as we explore, we will reveal more of the map. There are some one-way passages here. Here's one of them. So you see there's like a, you know, kind of like a mini waterfall there. And so again, that'll be a one-way. And there's a couple of those, so we just kind of got to find the way around. Fortunately, this area isn't that big, so it doesn't end up being that big of a deal. But you know, not a bad idea to cruise around here and reveal all the different paths, as well as collect the treasures. We've got a couple of semi-decent treasures here. Alright, so there's an elixir. That's the first one that I grabbed, I guess. Oofda. Alright, it looked like that was a path, but I guess not. Anyway, so if you'll notice here, we're not getting into any random encounters, and that's again because I've still got Lulu equipped with a no encounters piece of actually it's her weapon, and I'm actually gonna leave that equipped here for a little bit. Once I get to the next area, I'll actually unequip that for a little bit. Then we'll capture some more of the fiends here. What was that? A special sphere? So that's actually kind of nice. So at this point in the game, it's probably, I mean, in all honesty, it's probably the best time to use it is right now. What that's going to do for you is allow any one of your characters to learn an ability that one of your other characters has already learned. So if I remember right, things like double cast, I think that's one of the eligible abilities that you can use that special sphere for. So you know, again, if that's something that you want, if you want that on another character, you know, now would be the time to use it. Again, you know, later on, all your characters are going to be able to learn everything fairly easy, but for the time being, you know, again, it's probably just the best time to use it. Anyways, alright, so we got a level 3 key sphere. We've almost think I've almost got everything now. There isn't that much as far as treasures in this area, but I believe there's at least one more. And there you can kind of see the final area from where we were at. Yeah, here we are. I think this is the last one. Alright, Wizard Lance. So that's gonna be for Kamari. I don't remember if that was good or not. To be to be honest, now that we've got the Celestials, everything is going to really pale in comparison. Alright, so we've got a save point here, and then a boss fight. Once again, this may not be the worst time if you feel like your characters are maybe a little underpowered. It's not a bad idea to just get your overdrive limits, or sorry, your Aeon's overdrives maxed out so that you can use them for the upcoming battle. But definitely save here though, because this is an interesting fight. I didn't find it too difficult, but it very well could be, I suppose, depending on your character's development.
Don't you ever give up?
Sin has chosen me. I am part of sin. I am one with sin forever. Immortal.
Sin just absorbed you.
I will learn to control it from within. I have all the time in the world. Since you were gracious enough to dispose of Unaleska, the only means of destroying sin is forever gone. Now nothing can stop us.
Well, we can.
By all means, try. You should thank me. Your death means your father's life.
Alright, I think this is technically the final showdown with Seymour. And, gosh, there's a mechanic with these, I don't know what these are here in the back. Circles. Element circles? Yeah, let's call them element circles. So, the reddish colored ones, I believe, you know, symbolize the fire element. I believe yellow should be lightning. And then I think the light blue would be water, and the darker, maybe that's a purple. It looks kind of like a purple. Then should be ice. That's my guess. I could have the blue and the purple swapped around, but anyways, what he's gonna do here is he'll roll the wheels together, and then once they all match up, he'll use like multi-target spells, like you know. Yeah, so he'll use fire a bunch of times in a row. Probably 3. Let's see here. Okay, there's 2. And 3. Okay, 4. So yeah, I guess that corresponds to each of the. God, wow, he rocked Kamari there. I suppose 2 casts of Fire or Firaga will do that. Anyway, so he casts those spells based on how many, I believe it's how many of the circles match up. So right now there's 4, obviously. Meaning he casted, you know, Firaga 4 times. Now, so anyways, the elemental wheels behind him also apparently determine his elemental weakness. So if you're using Lulu right now, ice, he would have been vulnerable to ice. On top of all that, you'll definitely want to get an armor break off on him, and then actually, you know, you can use things like nullfire, that sort of thing, to nullify his elemental damage. But man, we completely crapped on him, so that fight ended up being super lame.
Now, Yuna, send him.
Right.
So, it is you, after all, who will send me. But even after I am gone, Spira's sorrow will prevail.
Sin will be right behind you.
Oh, such a good line there from Titus. Sin will be right behind you. So finally, Seymour is taken out. I would actually recommend going back and saving. You can just head right back to the save point that we were at before this. Now this door right here, there's actually a bunch of doors right in a row, and it's a little annoying. But what you have to do here is interact with the door, and then kind of just get into random encounters. And you can keep track of, you know, what random encounters you go through, I suppose. But I think you need 10. It's 10 separate enemies. It's not battles, mind you. It's actual fiends. So like if you run into a battle with, we'll just say 3 fiends, all 3 count. And I think this first door, like I said, I think this first door is 10. It only takes 10. One thing I want to talk about with this guy, though. Oh my god, this guy is probably the worst to run into. So obviously right now I'm trying to still capture enemies. And this guy is super rough. So he does, obviously, really decent multi-target damage. And then on top of that, he's just got really high defense. And I've noticed that sometimes... Wow. Yeah, I'm getting... That was almost a game over. So I would have had to redo the Seymour fight there if I would have died. So again, hopefully you saved your game. Anyways, this guy's got insanely high defense, and sometimes, for whatever reason, it seems to me armor break doesn't work on him. So I know there's been a couple of times where I've had to apply armor break like 3 times for it to actually kind of take, I suppose. I guess I don't really know how to describe that, but again, really weird. I don't think I ever noticed that with any of the other enemies in the game. So I don't know if this is if it's specific to this guy or not. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, he's just crushing me. And unfortunately, with these capture weapons, I'm not doing a whole lot of damage. It probably would have been a better idea in hindsight to equip at least one of these guys with a Celestial. And, you know, just take a bigger chunk of HP out of this guy before I actually, you know, went to those capture weapons. Because that would have sped up the process and, you know, reduced the amount of incoming damage. And then on top of that, I should have used haste to really increase my turn advantage. Because, again, you notice there that those guys are just... Or that guy, sorry, has he gets a lot of turns and he puts out a lot of damage. Anyways, so these guys are are these the Gemini? I think is what they are. And they actually have separate entries in the whatchamacallit, in the monster arena. Wow, that was tough to remember for whatever reason. Definitely going to want to armor break these guys. Always a good idea. There you go. Yeah, now we're cranking out the... There you go. So anyways, just keep in mind if you're trying to capture everything, you need to capture 10 of each of those. Not a combined 10, because again, one of them's got like a... kind of looks like a mace. Then one of them's got the sword. And they are, again, different enemies. And then here is probably the most dangerous of all the enemies in this area. Right next to the Barbados. I think this guy is actually number 1. Actually, that's tough. There's actually a lot of really dangerous enemies around here. Reason why the Marbro, or this is actually technically the Great Marbro, is tough is because his bad breath is just brutal. So it'll cast Confuse, Darkness, Poison. I don't know if there's any other ones. Maybe Sleep? I don't know. No, I don't think Sleep. Anyways, So you'll end up probably, you know, confused and poisoned. So you'll end up trying to kill your own teammates, and you'll most likely die to poison if it lives long enough. So again, same deal. Haste yourselves up, so on and so forth. Now the real danger with those guys is if they ambush you, because they'll ambush you and then get their whatchamacallit, their breath attack off right away. If that's the case, if you get ambushed, hopefully you've got somebody with a first strike weapon on, like you know, my Titus has on his capturing weapon. I put first strike on there, and if that's the case, I would just run away. Don't even risk losing, because again, those that bad breath is absolutely atrocious. It's so brutal. And then there is actually one more enemy. Hopefully we'll get there eventually, or get to him. These guys are pretty gross though too. Let's see what this is. Alright, poison, silence, and I can't remember if this is curse or if this is darkness. But pretty brutal too. Not as bad though, I'd say, as some of the other ones. One of the things that you can do with these guys though is you can actually summon an Aeon and knock their health way down, and then bring in your guys to capture after. I think that from here on out, that's kind of what I did, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. And it is. They've got a fairly decent amount of health. So I think what I did was I brought in like Shiva or something like that, and I'd knock him down. Yeah, that's darkness. So I bring in Shiva, knock him down, and then, you know, finish him off with whoever. And then there's actually one more guy here that's really dangerous, and that's the Behemoth King. Hopefully we'll get into a fight with one of them eventually so you can see them. But the thing with them is once they actually die, they'll use, I think it's a Meteor. And there's a good chance, unless you've got a ton of health, that that'll one-shot you. So you either need to use Auto Life, or I guess finish them off with an Aeon. That works too. Now the cool thing though is when you capture them, as long as you haven't reached your capture limit, so that is unless you've you know, captured 10 of them, your capturing weapon will prevent them from using Meteor. So it's actually one thing that you don't have to worry about as much, and that's it's kind of nice. But just again, keep in mind that that only works up until your 10th one, and then you know, any subsequent Behemoth Kings that you kill will try to use Meteor as they die. So again, you know, a couple of different ways to kind of go about avoiding that issue. You know, I don't know if you can toss up some shells, and then what is Lulu's buff there that increases magic defense? I don't know how much that'll reduce for you, but I guess that's another option as well. The good, you know, again, the good thing was I just kind of cruised around here until I captured 10, and then once I captured 10 of them, I just ran from any subsequent behemoths. But anyways, I don't know how many enemies now we're at. We got to be getting close to our 10, right, to get through this door. I guess I wasn't really paying attention though, so. Oh, 4 fiends, okay. We got 4 fiends left. Yeah, speak of the devil. And the devil appears. Alright, so here he is. Let's see what I did here. Okay. I don't know if I was checking. Yeah. I didn't remember if I had auto life yet or not, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't have that. So that's not an option. But anyways, let's bring Titus back in here. Man, Titus is fast. Oh, I think he's got auto haste. Yeah, that's why he's getting so many turns in comparison to everybody else. That and that first strike weapon too. Oh, and then I ran. So I had forgot that when you capture the behemoth, you know, you avoid the meteor. So unfortunately, you won't get to see that, I guess. Hopefully hopefully I will have a fight with one of those behemoths that I capture, but I'm not really sure. I may have captured all of them off screen, which is a little unfortunate, but I guess we've talked it into the ground anyway. So I suppose even if we're not able to see that, you'll know how to handle him, I guess. Oh, God, another one of these. I absolutely hate these guys. They have so much health and they do so much damage. Clunk. Clunk. So I think there's actually... Oh boy. I want to say there's 3 doors to get through. And it takes 10 fiends to get through the first one. And then I don't know if... Actually, I don't know if it's 10, 10, and 10. But there's, like I said, I think there's 3 doors. So maybe it's... Yeah, maybe it's 10 for each of these doors. I do know that, you know, once we open up this one, I'll go interact with the second one, and we'll check how many it takes to get through. But again, now I don't remember if it's 10 for each door or if it increases as you go in. That would be kind of annoying, but we'll see, I guess. But anyways, you know what? I'm gonna cut the commentary here. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope these guys are helpful though, and hope you join me for more. All right, thanks for watching.